All right, hello everyone and welcome. My name is Magduit, and today I have something very special. It is a new rack for Ableton, both live 11 and 12, and it's my first ever rack that I'm releasing. It's going to be on my Patreon, and I'll put the link to that in the description. And yeah, basically it's a atmosphere reverb rack that I designed using some techniques that I've learned over the years that I think are simple but effective. And I'm hoping that by having this tool, you can just more easily create atmospheres without really having to go through any work other than maybe slapping it on and just adjusting a few parameters. So let me first just show you what we're working with here. Let me turn off the reverb first so you can hear what it sounds like without it, and then I'll play it with it. So without it, it sounds like this. Yeah, so pretty straightforward. Just got a drum loop that I made using some of the stock Ableton drums, and then I've also got a piano sample that I made myself, as well as a Bunting sample from the 10K sample pack. Shout out to Bunting. I'll put his YouTube link in the description as well. And yeah, it sounds pretty freaking cool, but we can make it cooler. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna throw on that Atmos, and let's just see what some of these parameters do. First, let's hear what it sounds like. Just like in a cave, like ocean breeze type vibe. So this does come with some parameters. Let me actually just solo the piano here so we can hear just the piano, and I will show you what these parameters do. So of course we have a dry wet. We all know what dry wet does, hopefully. If not, it goes from full dry, which is no processing or reverb, to full reverb. You can really get it atmospheric. So other thing we've got here is a damping knob. So what this does is, if it is at 0, it has a very long reverb tail, but if you turn up the damping, it will kind of shorten the reverb and make it a little bit less long. It's still going to be a really long reverb no matter what you do, but with the damping all the way up, you can get to a point where you can kind of hear it fade out a little bit quicker versus all the way down. It just kind of trails off for a very long period of time. We've got an EQ low frequency. So this is basically where the low frequency is getting cut off. So you can have it cut off at, 20 hertz. So it's going to have all that bass in it. Or you can make it, cut off a little bit higher. And you can hear, as I was adjusting it there, it was creating this high passing effect. But you can hear it's a lot less full. Sometimes that can be helpful when you're layering with this. Sometimes you want that feeling, but you don't want it to take up the entire frequency spectrum. So yeah, there's a little low cut there, so that's good. And then we got a width knob. You never know when this is useful. I like the control of being able to, kind of tell my reverb, like, I want to be this, I want to be like this wide, or like this wide, or like that wide. And you can tell by like how it feels in the mix whether you need to do that or not. But yeah, you have that option here, so you can make it, really, really wide, or really, really mono. So yeah, you have lots of control over the reverb, but it still always has that spacious vibe to it. And yeah, I've called this Hybrid Atmos. I hope you guys enjoyed that little showcase. Let me go through a couple of these other ideas that I have in this project, which you will have as well. So feel free to explore any of these ideas and just see what I did. Let's see here. Let me try and set this back to the way it was. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's that idea. We've got this idea here. Let me unsolo this. A little bit of like a dubstep vibe. Once again, without it, still pretty cool. But with it, it's just like in a cave. So that's a vibe. Then we got this other vibe that I made. Is kind of like this future bass thing that I was working on. It sounded pretty cool. So yeah, it's really fun. And of course, all of these are automatable just because they're Ableton racks. You can automate all this kind of stuff. And I didn't want to make too many knobs. There are going to be some racks coming out in the near future that are a little bit more complex. So obviously look forward to that. But yeah, I wanted to release something that is really fun and feels and sounds good, but it's a pretty straightforward concept. Just some really nice reverb, really, really long reverb. And as we all know, everything sounds better with some reverb. So yeah, this is going to be for free once again on my Patreon. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. Stay awesome and don't forget to keep making music. Peace.